1 month later, perhaps every girl has imagined what kind of wedding she will have. She never thought she would enter the church aisle someday. Lucas is a killer in his romantic life and also a dream lover of all the girl. Because of a marriage contract, they are destined to attach to each other. Not even so sure this is hope or endless abyss. Ella's father brought her to her husband, Lucas, and they both can't keep their eyes away from each other from the moment they walked in the church. Perhaps, they will end up like grandma saying that they will live happily to raise children together until the end of life. Lucas gently holds Ella's hand and whispered, "Our unforgettable moment is about to start, my darling wife." This was the first time he officially called her that. She was a bit uncertain whether this wedding was real or fake. She would not forget this romantic moment in her life. The couple approached to the priest listening to the oath of marriage. As the priest said, "Do you agree to marry to Ella as your lawful wife?" Lucas nodded and gently said, "Yes." The priest asked Ella if she agreed to marry Lucas. At the moments, Ella suddenly hesitated. She clearly looking forward to this day, but why now? There are so many questions conflicting in her heart. Ella's hand was gently grasped by Lucas, and a warm and reliable voice resounded, "Don't be afraid, my darling. Please have faith in me. You are not only the mother of our future children but also my lawful wife. Our whole family will be together forever. This marriage has no agreement, no benefits. I simply love you." Lucas knelt down on one knee to take out his wedding ring and swear in front of Ella, "Please give me this chance. I will be your shield from the rain and wind for the rest of my life. So are you willing to go with me for the rest of your life?" At this moment, Ella finally put all her worries aside in excitement, shouting, "I agree. If love is a gamble, then put aside everything you have." Ella said, "My dear, I hope you will not fail me in the future." The priest officially announced that the two became husband and wife and the groom could hug his bride. After the priest finished speaking, Tommy threw away the bride's head scarf to celebrate. Under the witness of relatives and friends, the two exchanged a kiss until they entered the banquet. Later that night in their private room, Lucas is already drunk. Ella carefully wipes to clean her husband's face. The more she wipes, the more fascinated and aroused she becomes when touching the handsome and manly face of her husband. She can't help but to whisper, "Husband, my love." She immediately blushed for her act. Seeing that Lucas did not wake up, Ella surreptitiously called her husband a few more times. Ella is smiling innocently, feeling embarrassed like a fool. But when she was about to get up and leave, Lucas pulled her back, hugged her, and lifted her head to meet his meaningful eyes. Ella blushed as she asked Lucas, "When did you wake up?" Lucas replied with a smile, "Since you called me, husband. This is the first time you ever called me, my husband. I don't want to miss such romantic moment." At the moment, Lucas expect to have intimacy time with his wife, but Ella hastily reject Lucas, pleading that she was still pregnant. But her husband sincerely insisted as he just wanted to spend an unforgettable night with his wife. Lucas's puppy-like appearance made Ella's heart mellow down. Getting the silent signal from Ella, Lucas pushed forward his intimacy as the two tangling all night. This morning, Lucas wanted to show himself as good husband. He went to the kitchen planning to make delicious breakfast for his wife before she wake up. With the confidence of a talented man, Lucas definitely believed cooking a meal is a piece of cake for him. But the results of his dishes are horrible and inedible. It seems that the only way to fix this mess is to order a quick food delivery from a restaurant nearby. By the time Ella woke up and went downstairs to see her husband finished cooking breakfast and couldn't help but exclaimed in surprise, "Did you cook all of this delicious dishes?" Lucas mischievously said yes as his hands were tossing the food bag in the trash. Ella had a good appetite as she ate it all as she praised Lucas's cooking skills. Suddenly she felt a little reaction in her stomach. Lucas was extremely nervous. When he heard his wife say that the child seemed to be moving and kicking inside the womb, he immediately rushed to put his ear to her stomach. As listening, Lucas gently to the baby, warning him not to bully his mother. "Girl or boy, do you like?" Lucas replied, "Doesn't matter, boys and girls, I all like." They start kissing and cuddling again. The scene now rolling to Teresa. The jealous cousin just found out about Ella's luxurious wedding of the century. She was so furious as she gritted his teeth. She shouted, "Why, that filthy wretch has everything, and why I have to rely on this fake pregnancy to maintain my position. While Teresa is mentioning about fake pregnancy, her mom and grandma on the hand is afraid that her daughter will be exposed in a few months. Teresa pulled out the pillow hidden in her belly and threw it hard on the ground. If the truth is revealed, then their dream of wealthy life will definitely end. Teresa's grandmother suggests that they will need to find a baby to substitute on the due date. Ella is watching romantic movie and relaxing at home. Her husband doesn't want his wife getting bored at home, so he decided to take her out on a date. Unexpectedly, he took her to the theater for a romantic movie. He is well prepared with popcorn and soda. This is to make up for the time they wasn't spent together. Seeing his wife complimenting him, Lucas was extremely pleased, but after a while watching the movie, his eyes start closing down. He came across kissing sound in the back, attracting his attention. He couldn't help but signaled cough to remind the young couple on the back to behave in the public, but as soon as he turned his head, he start to envy with the couple behind, wishing he can be like them. He sneaked a peek at his wife, and quietly reach out his hand at her. All of the sudden, Ella shyly shouted at he, "This is a movie theater, please behave." Opposite with what Ella thought, her husband only reach out his hand to pick up a popcorn that had just fallen on his wife's shirt. He instantly put it in his mouth and say, "Don't waste it." Then he leaned closer, staring into her face. There happened to be another piece of corn sticking on Ella's face. Lucas stick out his lip to suck the popcorn from his wife's face. She was constantly teased by him until she blushed. He raised his hand to her face and said, "No matter what is around me, there is only you." Words of love are a bit sweet. The two continue to kiss and cuddle. After the movie ended, they went to visit Lucas's uncle, the biggest brother of his dad. Uncle who were supposed to be very close to him, however. It feels strange meeting them this time. The auntie directly said she was not very pleased with his marriage. She shouted, "Is this the woman you choose as your wife? How about Tina? I worked so hard to find her for you, but you chose this one." Ignoring his aunt's drama, Lucas just take his wife away. Back to the house, Ella asked about Aunt's family and the incident happened earlier. Lucas just replied coldly in anger, "Don't ask. It is not your concern." Hearing this, she suddenly fell silent. At this moment, she can't help to think that her husband still considered her as an outsider, keeping secret from her. Ella said in anger, "So if you didn't want to say anything, you don't have to be so fierce to me." At this moment, Lucas realized he was overreacting to his wife. Now he think that he was a bit harsh as he is looking at his wife curled up in the blanket. Lucas felt bewildered as he was about to admit fault to his wife. However, Ella was so upset that her blood boiled and shouted, "I don't care anymore." Right after that, the blanket was pulled away and Tommy was on top of his wife. He explained that keeping secret from his wife is his way to protect her from trouble. Lucas said that she only need to take good care of herself and the baby. The next morning, Ella was at the company just in time to hear the staff talking rumors. It turned out that her father's company was in the process to be acquired by her husband's side. This is a big deal, but for some reason, Lucas never mentioned it to his wife. Ella kept thinking about this matters until her husband and his father came. Lucas frankly said that he bought the company from his father-in-law for the good of the company and Ella's father. Ella can't help to laugh, and said to Lucas, "You can drop your acting. You make it sound so fair for trying to rob the company from my father." Lucas was a bit uneasy. As a businessman, he don't think he did anything wrong. How can he give away at the benefits and opportunities appearing like that? However, in other eyes, they may see him as a cold-blooded sinister.